What is up, guys? So we have a Q&A video today, and I had asked you guys a couple days ago on YouTube to drop some questions down below, and I also asked on Instagram and Twitter. So today I'm going to be answering those questions, and I'm going to start with YouTube first. So the first question comes from Boss Gamer Delta 103, and they ask, where did you learn how to make music and sing? Where did I learn? Well, I guess if I was to say where, I guess California, where I grew up. I probably, oh gosh, where did I learn? That's a tough question. I started playing guitar when I was 13, so shortly after that I had met Fable in high school, and we started a band and started writing music together. So I would say where, probably at our friend's house, and learning how to sing, ironically, came from that space too. Funny enough, like the drummer of our band actually had just asked me one day to sing, and I was like, I don't sing, and he's like, you should just try. So I tried, and it was very, very, very scared and uncomfortable, and he's like, you're actually not that bad. Like, he was kind of surprised, and I had no idea. So it kind of just went on from there, and I have continued to sing ever since. But learning how to make music, I would say that the beginnings of that was probably a freshman year of high school. Next question comes from Menno Games NL. What do you think of Fable's music? Fable's music. What do I think of it? I'm just kidding. What do I think of Fable's music? I think it's freaking awesome. Me and Fable talk pretty much every day, throwing our songs back and forth at each other, trying to get, you know, like opinions on what we think of, like how they're going, and any input and all that kind of stuff. So we're actually very involved, even though we don't collaborate all the time. We're very involved in each other's songs. So yeah, I think his music's fantastic. I think it's awesome. Next question comes from CG5. Can you give us a tour of your studio room? I sure can. I'm going to do it on my phone, right? So it's not interesting. It's actually kind of messy. I have a coffee cup there, and I have a coffee cup over there. But pretty much, oh, there's a sloth. It's pretty cool. It says rolling with the slow jams. I have Batman up there. I have the purple lights. I have some foam that's not covering the entire wall. There's some space over there. But yeah, so this is pretty much it. I got my interface. I got my preamp there. I got this cool little toy that's able to switch from these monitors to those monitors. As I use these for reference. They have a lot more bass and things like that. And then obviously my computer, my MIDI controller, my MacBook, my other coffee cup, and my piano, and my microphone, and my wall. Like I said, there's really nothing else to this room. It's just another wall. But that is my studio tour, if I was to ever call it a tour. Next question comes from Connor Rapper. How many instruments, if any, do you play? Love the content. Keep up the good work. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I play, how many instruments do I play? Well, let's see. I play guitar, like I said before. I play piano. I used to play mandolin quite a bit, but not anymore. I play banjo. I play bass. A lot of the stringed instruments that are kind of interchangeable. But also, I would never call myself a drummer, not even close to it. But I have played drums before in older projects and things like that. But yeah, I mean, I would not call myself a drummer. I could probably play an AC/DC song. That's how good I am. But yeah, thank you for the question. Next question comes from Red Reinhold. Seen a reaction on Nerd and Nerdouts Anonymous for Alone and had to sub. Thank you. That is not a question, but that is awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And shout out to them, to Nerd and Nerdouts Anonymous. So next question by Scary Cake. Every week I hear your new song and everyone is perfect. Everyone is perfect. But did you ever think to stop with YouTube? And then in parentheses they say, please say no. No, I mean, I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I just started really doing this on October, and it's been awesome so far, so definitely not stopping anytime soon. Next question comes from Gavane Pack member. And their question is, what type of songs are you currently working on? Currently, I'm actually not working on anything. I just finished A Quiet Place that I did with Fable, and typically when I start my next round of, you know, of ideas for like the next week's song and all that kind of stuff. That's usually on like late Saturday, early Sunday kind of deal, and then I work on it throughout the week. But yeah. Next question comes from Seer underscore 003. Hope I pronounced that right. How did your YouTube career start? My YouTube career, I don't think I can call it a career yet. My YouTube endeavors, man, when did it start? I mean, technically, this project, this Divide Music, Nerdcore Music, started on October 1st. I started doing YouTube though back in like 2015, 16, but it was never serious. Like I tried a couple times to do certain things, it didn't work out. But I would say, yeah, more definitively, it started October 1st of last year. Next question comes from Kick Buttman 3.0, and he actually has 4 questions in one comment. So let's see here. First question from him: how old are you? I am 26. Next question: why did you choose Divide? Divide actually came from me as a young man, young boy, when I was probably, oh my gosh, I was probably in 7th grade maybe, and I was trying to think of a handle, I think, to play video games, like for online. And I remember I was at I obviously lived with my parents, but I was at my parents' house, and I remember I picked up a book that I had bought like the year before, and it was called Divide, and I was like, oh, that's cool, I'll just call myself Divide. And it just kind of stuck ever since. All my handles have always been that on Steam and all that other stuff. It's just, yeah. So that's kind of where that came from. Number 3, will you do more original songs in the future? Definitely. Yeah, I mean, there's no plans for that yet. Yeah, there's no plans for that yet, but I have been toying with the idea of doing like an EP or something. I mean, I'd love to do an album, but that just takes so much time. And with my current schedule, I work 50 hours a week, so with my current schedule, I don't really have the time to do stuff on the side that much. It's hard enough to do collabs, honestly, just because I don't have a ton of time. But I definitely do plan on doing more, though, and maybe, like I said, an EP or an album. Actually, if you guys think that might be a good idea, you should leave a comment below and let me know what you think, if that would be a good idea. And the 4th question he had: do you think you'll do more than music on this channel in the future? Yeah, I mean, I have no clue what that would be right now, but I am not opposed to that at all. Yeah, so I guess we'll just have to see what happens. Alright, next question comes from Earl, Exotic Animations with Raymond Lester. The question was, so, up-and-coming YouTube star. Okay, I'm not enough. I don't know if I'm an up-and-coming YouTube star. Did you ever expect to come this far? Wait a second, that rhymes. So, up-and-coming YouTube star. Did you ever expect to come this far? If that wasn't intentional, then you're a wizard. But, this far? I mean, yeah, I knew if I kept at it, I would. You know, like I said, I had tried before. In October, when I started, I had like 300 subs. So, and now I'm at just past 3,500. Thank you, by the way, everybody. But yeah, I mean, I knew I could get this far. I just didn't know how long it would take and if I would stick with it, honestly. And I'm so happy I did. I've been addicted ever since I started in October. So yeah. And he actually had a follow-up question. Pizza wasn't a question, but it made me laugh. That's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate the comment. All right, next question comes from Yang Mizuhai. And the question is, what encouraged you to pursue a music career? I love your songs, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate that. What encouraged me? Ooh, gosh. I've always done music, and I've always wanted to do something with music, but I'm not going to lie. I'm not the most motivated person, and if I was to narrow it down to who encouraged me, my wife has constantly encouraged me since we got together. Since we were dating, she's constantly, told me to just go for it, and she supports me. But the problem was, I, for whatever reason, just wasn't really into doing the more mainstream way of doing things, like doing gigs and stuff like that. I just wasn't into that. And then when Fable had started his channel, he was pushing me for, I mean, better part of almost 2 years, I think, until I finally started in October. And after I had started, you know, I would, like I said, I'll never look back. But if I was to narrow it down to, you know, 2 people, I would say my wife and Fable actually are the reason why I do what I do right now. And obviously my family supports me and my other friends do too. But those two were very, very crucial. Excuse me. I think those two are very crucial though, and why I do what I do right now. So thanks guys, by the way, if you're watching. Next question comes from DF for DJ, and the question is, what has been your favorite genre to do? My favorite genre? I don't think I don't know if I can answer that, because one of the biggest things that I love so much about doing nerdcore, sorry, is that with each game and like movies and things like that, they all provide such a unique opportunity for me to do, you know, whatever I want, really. If you listen to my last two songs, if you listen to A Quiet Place and the Far Cry song, those two are like not even, like one's pretty much a folk country song, and then the other one's like kind of a hip-hop alternative dark, you know, tone kind of song, and that's hard to answer. I would say I don't really have a favorite. Unfortunately, it's not a specific answer. It's kind of vague, but I would say all are my favorite. So. Next question comes from AFCJG. Dat wall art though. Swag. Dat wall art do swag. Okay, I know who this is, and thank you. So the next question comes from Jonquel Evans, and they say, "Hey, I know you are a greatest and special enough. Why is your music you making sounds awesome? Why is the music I make sound awesome? And thank you for saying I'm great and special. Why is it awesome? That's very subjective. I couldn't tell you, actually, because I'm sure there are people that don't think it's awesome, and maybe that's why they haven't subscribed, so who knows? I mean, I appreciate it, though, and I hope it's awesome. That's my goal, is to make it awesome, so appreciate it. Next question comes from James Jackson. How long have you known Fable? I have known Fable since, I mentioned it briefly earlier, since freshman year of high school, and I'm 26, so I've known him now for probably 12 years. We pretty much grew up together, we were in bands together, we were in each other's weddings. Me and Fable go way back, so yeah, I've known him for quite a while. Next question comes from Collective POV. Great idea! Looking forward to the video. Well, welcome to the video. My question, what is it that brought you to recording nerdcore music as opposed to a different style? I touched on this earlier a little bit. Honestly, the genre difference. Like I can do like metal one week if it's on something that's like super aggressive, like Wolfenstein, like I had done, or I can do something like Far Cry that's like folk country music. So it just gives me an opportunity to do a lot of different styles, and that's what I love about it. It's just super fun. Next question comes from Marcos Martinez Horn. Question: will you make live songs? It would be awesome. Keep it up. Thank you. I will keep it up. I appreciate that. Live songs. Once again, I'm not opposed to it. I totally would, but I don't have the time, and I also don't really have the setup either. I would be recording it probably with this camera, my Mac, and it would not look very good. But definitely not opposed to it in the future. Next question comes from 3 Tunes. And they actually have 4 questions in here. First question, why divide? I did answer that, so I won't answer it again. Second question, how much can a song take from your time? It can probably, man, that's tough. Like the Ready Player One song that I just did, that took probably 40 plus hours to do. Because that collab was in the works for over a month, and I was spending a lot of time on the mix, and then I got their vocals and for JT, Nerd Out, and Fable, and myself, having to mix myself. So doing all of that took a long time. But also, if you look back on my Moira Overwatch song, Discoveries, that song actually only took 6 hours to write and make the video. I made that really, really, really fast. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes you can make something just, I don't know, it just happens really, really fast, and other times, the mixes can be more complicated and they just take a lot longer. So it kind of just depends, but I would say anywhere from 6 to 40 plus hours. Third question, what microphone and software are you using? The microphone I'm using is, I don't know if I can pull it in frame here. Let's see this. SM7B. That is a widely used microphone. A lot of people use it. And then as for my DAW that I use, the software, I use Studio One. I started on FL Studio when I was younger, and then I moved to what's it called? Audacity. Moved to Audacity. And quick fun fact, I just remember this actually from earlier today. Back in the day when I had started recording, me and Fable did a lot of metalcore stuff, and he actually screamed. He didn't sing. He was a screamer. And so I remember, and I'm sure he'll remember this too, at my parents' house we used Audacity because we had no other program, and I remember we put a sock over this like really crappy microphone and shoved it up to my amp, and I was recording guitar, and then we were like recorded him screaming in the kitchen, which is like the worst place to do it. But yeah, so we went from that to now, which is pretty substantial in terms of, you know, quality and where we record, not in the kitchen. But then after that I switched over to Reaper, and then after Reaper I had switched over to Studio One, and not looking back, I couldn't find a DAW for the longest time that I really loved. There was always something missing, and Studio One for me was finally like the perfect DAW. So, and then in terms of other software, I use Final Cut Pro for my videos. And then the other question was, are you going to do more remixes? Oh, I'm assuming they're talking about the Die House for Cuphead. Yeah, that was another song that happened really fast. I was trying to think of what to do one week, and I had heard that song, and I was like, I should do a rock cover of this song. And that's pretty much how that song like came to be. So I mean, that was probably the only. I think that's the only remix I've done. Not opposed to it though. I definitely would do it again. That one was not planned or prepared really at all. I just heard it and I was like, yes. So I just made a cover of it really quick, and it surprisingly came out pretty well, and people seem to like it. So that was really cool. Okay, so next question comes from Stanky Nerd. What is your real name? My real name. My real name is Alex. I won't say my last name, but my real name is Alex, and I've had it for 26 years now, so it's been working pretty well for me. Next question comes from Olivia Liz. Why do you have such a great voice? Wow, thank you. Well, that's very subjective. Why do I have such a great voice? I guess practice. If you think I have a great voice, thank you. I have been singing since, like I said, since I was 14, so I've been singing for a while. I've never had lessons or anything like that, and same with guitar. It's just been a lot of trial and error, I would say, over the years. But yeah, I appreciate that though. Next question comes from Javier. Q&A. Can you make one whole song with Nerd Out, Fable, HoloCG, Tryhard Ninja, Damnbull, Daddy Fastnaps, and JT Music? If yes, that would be lit. 7 upvotes. I mean, yeah, that would be pretty. I'm gonna do one. Sorry, 8 upvotes now. Yeah, I mean, can I? I sure can. If they all wanted to, I would totally be up for it. A question of if that could happen. I mean, it's possible, but you know, I think it's what's really hard with collaborations, especially with a lot of people. Because, like I said, the Ready Player One song took about a month. Is you have to really try and work around people's schedules because of work and stuff like that. So. Yeah, I mean, I would not be opposed to it at all. That would be amazing, but that would have to be orchestrated and probably would take quite a while for that to come together. But yeah. So let's see. Next question from Afro Gaming for the win. Will any songs raps be on anime? Slash raps be on anime? Fairy Tail, Death Note, One Punch Man, Dragon Ball, that sort of stuff. I'd love to see that. Keep up the awesome work as well. Thank you. Yeah, I honestly don't know. That's a good question. I didn't grow up watching much anime. Don't kill me, I'm sorry. I didn't, though. I don't know why. I actually grew up in England, and not to say the anime's not in England, but when I grew up over there, just the friends that I had and things like that, and what was on TV, I just didn't really watch that stuff. It honestly was when I came to America. That is when I noticed Dragon Ball Z, because my friends watched it, but I never got into it, unfortunately. Not opposed to it, though. I just don't have any connection with it personally, so if something came out that inspired me, kind of like with the Doki song that I did with my friend Sailor Your Love, I know that's considered anime, right? So, I mean, I have done it, and I've done that, but it's hard to say when I would do another one, because I don't know. Yeah, I don't follow anything, so we'll see. It depends. It depends on what inspires me, honestly. So, next question is from Deshaun the Hedgehog. How to make a song? Oh gosh. How to make a song. That is a loaded question. Such a short question, but so many possible answers. How to make a song. Honestly, man, you can make a song by freaking hitting the wall with a stick and stomping your feet on the ground and making pop sounds with your mouth. I don't know. You can make a song doing anything. But in terms of how I make a song, that was a really weird example. Sorry. But how do I mean? I generally start with melody or on piano or guitar or whatever the case may be, or it's like a sample or something. Or sometimes even rhythm. I'll start with drums or things like that. But and I kind of just build it off of there, and I make my full song, and then I generally have like a melody in mind, and then after I have created that, I will do the lyrics and then finish the song off that way. Hope that answers your question. Next question comes from Nightcore X Toby. Are you going to make more original songs that aren't related to video games? Like the other question, yeah. I mean, I will. I don't know when. It kind of. The reason why the Ghosts happened was because there wasn't much at the time to write about game-wise, so I had decided to do that, and it was received way better than I was expecting. I honestly did not think that was going to get a lot of views. I thought maybe 1,000, but I think it's like over 5,000 views now or something. It's crazy. But yeah, the reception I got from that was insane. So I definitely do plan on doing more. In terms of when, it kind of depends. Like I mentioned before as well, I mean, I work a lot, so it's hard to find the time to do more than one song a week. And I would love to be able to do more than one song a week, but or at least work on more than one song a week, but I don't really have the time. But no, that'll definitely happen though again in the future. Okay, so these questions are from the Twitter machine, and the first question comes from Fable, and Fable, what's up, dude, asks me, do you like sitcoms? Asking for a friend. Do I like sitcoms? Yeah. So I know why he's asking this. I am obsessed with The Office, the American Office. And I'm not kidding. I've seen it so many times that people like Fable or his wife or my brother or his wife or even sometimes my wife will ask me trivia questions, and very, 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 very rarely, I think maybe one, maybe two times, maybe, I have ever gotten something wrong. I know that show way too well. But yes, I love sitcoms. So yeah, The Office, Friends, and Parks and Rec. But The Office is like the main one that I know all of everything. Thank you for the question. Next question comes from Daddy Fat Snaps, and he asks, "Can you fit a whole mic in your mouth?" Maybe. I don't know if I'm proud of that, but maybe. Yeah, I'm going to say probably. Unfortunately. I mean, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'7", so I mean, I'm pretty big, so I probably could fit one and maybe eat it, honestly. The next question comes from KL Ryusaki. I've actually never said your name out loud before. KL's the girl that had done the video animation typography for my Ready Player One song. But her question is, yes. And what is your battle cry when you're getting ready to make music? My battle cry, I don't think I have a battle cry. That's a great question. My battle cry, you know what I do? I get home from work, I make a cup of coffee, and I put it in something like this. Yes. I put something like that, and then I sit down right here behind me. I sit down, and I take a drink of coffee, and then I just go, that's probably my battle cry. It's more of a battle sigh, if I was to give it a name, like a battle exhale. But yes, thank you for the question. Last question on Twitter from Roman Pruitt. Yes, of course. My question would be, what kind of gaming athlete are you? Example, Fable is a Fortnite athlete, and I'm a COD athlete. Oh my gosh. I'm definitely not a Fortnite athlete. I'm more of a COD athlete, but I wouldn't even consider myself an athlete. I'm like a bench person, you know what I mean? Like, they call me in if they need someone. If I was ever to... If I played a game, like, very competitively, or if I got really, really into it and I thought that I was pretty good at it, I would probably say Super Smash Brothers. More specifically, Brawl and Melee. I haven't played Melee in a long time. I grew up playing the one on just Super Smash Bros. And N64. And then I played a crap ton of Melee and Brawl. It was insane. And I never bought a Wii U, so I actually never played the one on Wii U, but I actually am going to definitely get, because I have a Switch, so I'm definitely going to get the one for Switch that's coming out soon. So that'll be sweet. And now I'm going to run over to Instagram to see if anyone had any questions on there. Christian A. FNAF ex Christian A Fanatic. When did you start making nerdcore music? So that's all the questions. I'll answer this one really quick. So, when did I start making nerdcore music? Like I said, I didn't start making nerdcore music until October of last year. And when I had started, it was from Fable actually encouraging me to try it out because I was really wanting to pursue something in music. I just didn't know what I wanted to do, and he's like, "You should try doing nerdcore." And I had seen him; he had been doing it for about 2 years at that point, like I said. And I had already done like a chorus for him at one point, and like a verse for him on another song. And I was never opposed to doing it. I just never was like, I feel like nerdcore is a very particular and special thing. It's something I didn't fully understand the benefits that it has in terms of me as a musician, and so he had pushed me to do it. And my first song was the metal rock song "Joy of Creation," and that's pretty much what like launched everything, which was so cool. Rocket Gaming reached out to me when I had released that song, almost under an hour of me releasing it, and yeah, so that's when I had started doing nerdcore music. It was October 1st of 2017, and it's been 6 months now, and I had started around 300 subs, and I'm at 3,500 now, which is insane. I did not expect to get where I am as quickly as I did, which is, I mean, so grateful to everybody, so thank you so much. But yeah, so I guess coming to a close on all this, if you stuck around to the end, I appreciate it, thank you. Put hashtag jellybeans if you stuck around to the end, because I don't know. Or narwhal, but I don't know how to spell that. So maybe stick to jellybeans, hashtag jellybeans. Anyways, if you stuck around to the end, I do appreciate it. Thank you so much, and thank you for being subscribed and for loving the songs and watching them and supporting me. You know, I've never had this many people care about the stuff that I do, and it's been really, really cool to be able to share stuff that people want to hear and want to see. So thank you guys so much for that. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna go make a cup of coffee now, and I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my weekend because it should be going up on Saturday, which is tomorrow. Today's Friday, and yeah. So you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week with a new song. Peace.